What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 4, baby.
Ooh. Chase Sexton number 4?
Dude, we made it. Number 4? I can't even believe it. This is awesome.
Hey, crazy how time flies. And we only have, 5 more rounds left or 4 more rounds left?
4 more rounds after this.
So this is episode 4 with 4 more rounds left in SUPERCROSS.
And it's gonna be a good one. Foxborough epic weekend, bro.
Oh, my God. Thank God for the 450 class this weekend, dude.
Oh, it was 250 was just a walk away.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep, honestly.
For real. I mean, the heat races were pretty good, I thought, but the main event was just pretty much managing the entire time.
I don't know if it was like, the 3-week break everybody had, or I just felt like, coming out of the main event, there was nothing happening. Like everybody kind of filed in.
Yeah, they just said, okay, we know where we are in points. We know what we got to do.
Yeah.
And everybody got into the place that they kind of needed to be early.
Yes, exactly.
So
and nothing really happened. Nothing catastrophic happened. Like it was smooth sailing for a little bit of, everybody in the 250 main event.
Yeah, absolutely no beef. But you know what we do have? We have a little beef right here. 722's R Jerky. Make sure you guys check it out. Go to rjerky.com. Get yourself some black pepper beef brisket.
No, get yourself some sweet and spicy. That's my favorite.
Sweet and spicy's really good, but black pepper beef brisket is bomb too. Make sure you guys go check them out. I've been doing that for quite some time. RJ Wageman and the Wageman Bros. Awesome people. And I love doing jerky. It's a good little snack.
Hey, eat our meat, our jerky.
Eat our meat. Yep, there we go. Let's hop right into it. 250 heat number 1. Chance Hymas, what's up, baby? The Rookster putting it down out front.
Hey, just kind of rode his own race and looked like it was an amateur national out there for him and was just riding smooth and cool, calm, and collected out there and didn't let the pressure fucking bother him at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he was cool, calm, and collected, but he
definitely
like
was.
That. He was solid.
Very solid.
Because after the race, my boy was like, "I like to thank Honda and Monster."
Hey, it got really close that last lap. Okay, it got really close.
And
the last lap.
I just want to thank
bro. The dude just won his first ever 250 SX heat race, bro. Give the kid some slack.
And you know what's wild too? Wow, I need to catch my breath for a second. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. But he really did. He rode tight, towards the end.
Yes,
we know he's in really good shape. But the point I'm trying to make is he's only gonna get better now. That's the cool part. He's like, okay, I did it. It's not as hard as I thought it was.
You know how hard it is to get that sense of belonging in the class? It took me a while to even feel like I belonged in the stadium with those guys, especially jumping to the 450.
Yeah.
Every rider goes through that, no matter if you got a factory ride or not.
Yeah, that real belief.
The real belief that you belong up there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're going to get in the Chance Hymas' main event, but to have him get that heat race win, get
Big
that
deal.
W,
Big
get
deal.
the first one checked off, huge deal for Chance Hymas. Hopefully he believes that he belongs there because he does. He's definitely good enough and has the speed to run up there with those guys. But, congratulations.
Let's
so
go.
Fucking awesome.
Let's go, baby. Give a round of applause for our boy.
Yeah.
I do think that his bike looked really good. I think he looked good, but I think it all had to do with that start. And I think that's what these rookies really need and everybody in the class needs. I mean, Max Anstey. We're going to get to that next. But another guy that has the speed where if you can get out front, it'll make all the difference. And you've seen Hymas get out front and you've seen him I felt almost change into the guy that he needed to be when he was put in the situation where when you run in that mid pack, it's hard to spread your wings. You can't get your wings out and really flow and feel the track and find that rhythm if you're that deep in the pack. Like, oh, Jalik's gonna take out my front wheel, and then I got Julian Bennick and not Julian, Daxton Bennick. Daxton Bennick right on my tail, and I got all these other kids, and who knows what's gonna happen, and
It's not like what I'm gonna continually touch on throughout the night when we talk about the races is it's just having Chance Hymas the opportunity to elevate himself to 100% of his capability, because he has it in him.
Exactly.
But being able to kind of connect the dots, especially for your first one. Your first one's always your hardest one. Oh. I feel like, and I feel like it always takes the longest. Like some of them, like Danger Boy and some riders like that, and it'll click off beginning.
Yeah, but Ty, tell me. I know I'm cutting you off right now, but tell me I'm not wrong on this.
What?
I feel like if you don't do like what Danger Boy did and really have the urgency at the beginning of your career to click that win off, each round that goes by, the win gets harder and harder.
And the weight gets heavier and heavier.
Yes, and
heavier.
I don't know why that is, but it's like every round, it's like, oh man, can I even do it? Because another round went by and I wasn't even close. And all it took for Hymas was a little bit of air and a good start and a few little pieces to fall in his favor at the beginning. Like McAdoo kind of didn't get a great start. Hayden Deegan fell down. But dude, I just want to tell all you people listening, that is not me taking anything away from Chance Hymas winning. I don't give a fuck. And that's what I hate about people is they're like, oh, well, he only won because Hayden Deegan went down and McAdoo got caught up. Guess what, bro?
That's racing.
That's racing. You didn't get the start. He was the fastest dude from the gate to the checkered flag. No matter which way you slice that shit, he was the fastest guy on the track. Period.
He wouldn't have won if he wasn't.
Thank you.
Because McAdoo, Hammaker, Deacon were
and you know what? That's wrong.
Third, fourth, and fifth.
That's wrong. He wasn't the fastest. He was the best rider on the track from the gate drop to the checkered flag.
Yeah.
He did what he needed to do as a professional racer. That is a skill too.
Yes.
It's
absolutely.
not just the fastest guy anymore, as you guys are seeing in the 450 class.
And to add on to that, just, getting that opportunity and, filling those shoes and seizing that opportunity is a huge deal.
For him, for Lars looking at him.
HRC finally getting a heat race
like,
win.
He can win.
Right now, Hymas' season so far has been very sporadic. He's been kind of up and down.
Real rookie-like.
Very rookie-like. And now a win, guys, is something that you can build off, and you can go back in the memory bank and be like, dude, I did that. It's in the history books now. Nobody can take that heat race away from Hymas.
Nope.
Like, he needs to build that during the week. Like, fuck whatever happened in the main event. We weren't there. We couldn't see it. Something, happened, but Hymas needs to build up on that heat race.
Yep.
Maybe get another heat race win coming in Nashville, and just keep on building on that, because the kid can do it. He has the skill. He just needs to keep on building and keep on believing and build that belief in him so he belongs there.
Yep. All right. Heat race number 2. Max Anstey with the whole shot.
Ooh.
Then Cody Shaw kind of right behind him. And then the Rook.
Yeah.
The debut, Casey Cochran, what up, boy? 166 on the Husky Rockstar, holding it down, pulling up.
He looked good.
Dude, coming in third in the heat in your first big-time heat race.
Bro, that's how you should do it, though.
Dude, and I'm not going to lie, Casey, I'm talking to you, bro. I was slightly worried about you after your performances.
Bro, I was hella worried about Casey Cochran.
Dude, after his performances in the All-Stars where he was fast in practice and couldn't pull it together in the main, I was like, is it too soon?
You know what? Actually, what I'm worried with Casey Cochran about, and him and his family probably has the same worries, is just him staying healthy.
Yes.
Because I've been a trainer since I was basically 18, or kind of on and off, but I seriously train amateur kids probably the last 5 years, guys.
Yeah.
And I've been able to be lucky enough to go to Loretta's with some families and stuff. And dude, I feel like every single time I go to like either like the Texas Nationals or Loretta Nationals, I could be totally wrong here, but the couple times I've seen Casey, it's like, dude, he'll win like the first moto, and then like the second moto, he'll like crash and then his shoulder will pop out, or like something happens, like he break his femur, and he was just like, I'm just like, fuck, dude,
It's
the kid
like,
has
dude.
so much skill.
Like a little Jet Reynolds-ish.
Not quite
Not
like
as
that.
bad, but a little bit.
A little bit. But I think right now he's in a perfect situation because he's just going out there and doing the laps and no pressure. Like, I think if he can get through the rest of this Supercross season without getting unscathed and not having this weight on him and not being able to have that pressure to perform and get the results, I think that's a perfect place for him to be in this next year. I'm just wondering if he can continue doing that and build on that and getting the laps underneath of him, that he doesn't make those crucial mistakes that cause those injuries.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be fucking ripping.
Yeah. And Casey, I'm talking directly to you, bro. Do not give a shit about getting 16th in the main event.
No.
These dudes are so gnarly, bro. You were fantastic in the heat race. Take that, build off of it. 16th, that's where we were at this weekend, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally fine. This is your rookie debut. It does not matter. Build off that and move on and stay healthy.
Yes.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Max Anstey wins with a whole shot?
Hey, let's go. You know that Firepower freaking team was working their ass off in this 3-week break to get that fucker out of the gate. And it worked.
Okay. But.
What?
Hold
up.
Okay. He didn't do it in the main. And
What do you mean he didn't do it? Bro,
the whole
he
shot?
was top 5? I would say that's a whole shot.
Okay, but here's my only thing. Here's
What?
my only thing. Okay.
Hmm.
He was lined up next to the box in that heat.
Mm-hmm.
And are we gonna talk about or divulge why these guys possibly were getting?
We'll get into that on the 450. Stay tuned.
There's a little secret that sometimes happens that we don't really say anything about.
That the AMA tries to fix, but sometimes
it's
fixes,
kinda
but
hard.
sometimes doesn't fix.
Kind of hard to fix it.
Mm-hmm. It's very hard to fix it.
Okay. So we'll talk about that when the 450s come up. But Max rode a flawless race. But, dude, Cody Schock kind of put a last-minute charge in.
Bro, what do you mean kinda, dude? He was ripping. Cody
Schock is like, I know this sounds weird and fucked up, Cody, and no disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Cody Schock's fast.
Bro, he is quick.
Like fast, though. Like, not like...
Bro, do you know, like, Cody Schock, I love you, goddamn, but do you remember when he first came in Supercross, dude? The boy was sketchy.
I didn't know if it was Ronnie Mac or...
You mean, yeah, like rookie Frederick Moore? Or
that's
like,
messed up. But, dude, he has come a long way.
It's just where he was at.
He's come a long way.
And we could joke about it now because he's fucking ripping.
Yeah.
And he just signed a 3-year deal.
And he's fast.
Yeah. Like he's top 5, like legit.
Speed.
Yes, legitimately. And he's, solid top 10 in the championship in East Coast. Like, how sick is that?
Wild, bro.
Wild.
And is it the Yamaha?
No, you know what it is?
Or is it the program?
No, you know what it is?
What?
It's neither.
What?
It's his number, dude. 69.
Dude, don't jinx him like that, bro. If he doesn't get 69 next year, which he's not going to
Dude,
with
career
riding
number,
this code,
Cody Shock going to be in top 10 in points. Going to be 69 for
dude,
career number.
Cody, if you get a career number, bro.
He has a good chance.
He does, actually. If you get a career number, bro, you better pick 69, dude. I'm serious.
So I got to check the rules, but I'm pretty sure. So if you get top 10 in points of overall.
Yes, you get to pick a career number.
Yes, you get to pick career number.
He's 5th in the 250s.
And he's just got to kill it on outdoors and fucking super motocross. And he's going to be really good outdoors.
Imagine Cody Shock Perma 69. That would be so lit, bro. Dude, it's working.
It's hella working.
Bro, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, boy.
Uh-huh. Damn.
What else? Casey Cochran got 3rd. Cody Shock, yep. Max Anstey, I love his interviews. God, he's so awesome. Max is just... I was teammates with Max. I was teammates with Max, and he's my bro. Yeah. Max is tight. Like, Max is my bro.
He
talks just like that.
Yes.
Like, if when you go in the truck...
Yeah, if you go and, like, meet him on the truck or even autograph signing, he's that person.
And he wants to chat with you. Like,
yes.
He wants to talk.
Uh-huh. He wants to know what's up.
Yeah, like, you could be some random fan, and you'll give him, like, insight. Like, hey, bro. Like, but he'll know if it's real insight or not. And you'll be like, bro, I was looking at the start statistics, and, like, this is what was going on. And you need to start 3 from the outside and the ratio of you winning. And he'd be like, no way. For real, mate? For real? For real, mate? Let's talk about it, mate. Get back to the truck after the race, mate, and we'll get it going.
Get him a radio.
Yeah, get him a radio. Max will do anything it takes, bro.
Yeah, to get better.
I love it. Max, congratulations. Great interview. And then let's talk a little bit. I want to just touch on the 250 LCQ. Because we made a little comparison, and I want to go through that. So
what Addie's talking about, lap time comparison, we were in a slight argument about the lap times for the top 4 LCQ making it to 250 main event, and the top 4 of the 250 futures. And I said the futures were going to be faster than the 250 LCQ.
Top 4.
And because why we did that comparison is because they rode back-to-back tracks. So the 250 futures main event, and then it was the 250 LCQ
It was
main
really
event.
Close. The track...
And the track matters, people.
Yeah, the track matters.
If you don't think the track matters, it matters a lot.
Yeah, like a lot.
From the first 250 practice, 250C or 250B, depending on round 1 or round 2, to 450C, bro, it's a shit ton rougher. Yeah. Like, imagine trying to
Seconds.
Imagine trying to do a tabletop with 0 ruts compared to fucking 15 ruts. Or
on every one.
On every one. Even the rhythm sections, or coming into a corner with 0 braking bumps to coming into the corner with 7 or 8 braking bumps with a foot deep rut.
And sometimes it doesn't even matter, like, it doesn't even matter about that particular lap, but it matters how much you can relax during the race too. So it affects your lap times during the race as well. You know, so what we came up with is, so the 250s, the futures, the fastest guy was
Drew Adams, obviously,
with a 56.117. Okay, which he was the fastest.
Yeah, he was ripping.
He was the fastest. The only one that was behind him, even close, was Davies, which was a full second, which was a 57.1.
And he was coming through the pack.
And and he was coming through the pack-ish, but he was still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like he was I think he was 5th. So he was 5th place, and he was coming through the pack. But his fastest time was still 57.1. So these are the guys. So now let's compare them to the guys that barely made the
250 main event
on the East Coast.
Yeah.
These are the guys.
This roster or this entry list is not deep.
No. So the winner, the fastest lap time for the winner of the 250 LCQ was a 57.5. then a 57.3, then a 57.5, then a 57.7.
This is the 250 LCQ.
This is the 250 LCQ for the premier like racing.
Yeah, we got it.
So, and then a 57.641. So
who was that 56 point?
So Drew Adams was a 56.1, which is 0.6 of a second a lap faster than the guy who won.
Who won LCQ?
I don't know. It says he's sponsored by Dirt Bike Depot.
What's his name?
I can't look at it. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Oh.
But so just like for reference, these guys in the futures are
still off the pace.
Just barely, except for Drew Adams, barely could squeak in to the 250 main event.
What's still kind of good, I guess.
Yeah, but dude, Hayden Deegan's winning main events.
Yeah, but bro, you're talking about Hayden freaking Deegan. You remember?
Dude, I know, but he didn't. He was in futures.
Yeah, but you know how it is.
Bryce Shelley. Bryce Shelley was a 57.5. Vinny Luavi. I definitely didn't. Lahovi was a 57.3. Luca
Marcellisi.
Yep. Was a 57.5. And Thomas Welch, which is the last one in the main, was a 57.7.
All right.
Okay. So that was the guys who made the main. So let's go back again. And these are the Supercross futures. Second place's fastest time was a 58.113. That's a second off.
Yeah, so he's barely even making the Nitro.
That's what I mean. We're talking like, and we're talking night show at the end of the season.
Yeah, this is,
this is
5 rounds
thinned out.
Yeah.
This is thinned out.
We're not
racing.
talking A1.
No. And then 58.6, 59.2, and then Davies is in there at a 57.1. So Davies could win the 250 LCQ.
What rightfully so. He's that New Zealand kid who Ben Townley kind of trained over at New Zealand and kind of called Daniel Blair and tried to figure out a deal. So he's nothing to play with. Like Cole Davies.
Yeah, but that's
legit.
what I'm saying. That kid's legit.
Yeah.
He is good.
Yeah.
Cole Davies
he's
is
young.
good.
He's like 15.
Yes. But what I'm trying to say is these fucking kids in the 250 LCQ and the Supercross
are nothing to mess with, bro.
Are nothing. Dude, and they look kind of squirrely, but they look more solid than the
100%. And
that just goes to show you the best amateurs in the world coming on it. These are factory Cowie, factory Gas, factory Husky. All these factory amateurs coming in can barely beat the guys in the 250 LCQ.
Yeah.
At the end of the season.
It's nothing to mess with.
Some respect on them boys.
Damn fucking straight, bro.
Okay, moving on. 250 main event. Dude, I picked the FFL for Vial, and I thought he was going to get it, and Deegan just swooped it. That boy said, this one's mine, sucker bird.
Deegan looked like he was ready.
Dude.
He looked about the only one that was ready.
No. You know who looked ready, too? McAdoo.
McAdoo, you know what? I got to give props to fucking McAdoo, bro.
Dude, we have to.
I've been kind of talking a little shit on McAdoo about he's going to show his stripes sooner or later
a little
on crashing. But because, dude, I just want him to do good. And I know how hard it is to change your stripes of being, full send Crash-O-Matic to championship guy. I have a plan and I know where I need to be every main event. And I'm going to stick to that plan and not, go left or right. I'm going to continue straight. And that's what he did this last weekend was he knew where he needed to be. He knew Vial was behind him. He knew Deegan was third in the championship. He wasn't going to lose a lot of points. He didn't freak out.
He definitely did not.
He rode his laps. He rode his pace. He knew what the fuck he was doing, and there was no sketchy moments whatsoever. That fucker could have done that all the way until Monday.
Dude, straight up.
You know, it looked like that. And
Dude.
that's the person that you need to be to win championships.
That's a red plate holder type rider.
100%. And fucking kudos to fucking Cameron McAdoo because he's doing exactly what he needs to do to win this championship. He just needs to keep on doing it.
McAdoo. He ain't
McAdooing it.
He ain't McAdoo no more. He's McAdooing it, baby. But, dude, him and Deegan's bike, they put in work
On that setup, yes.
those last 3 weeks. Let's just talk about this. I just want to
break it down for the people.
I just want to tell you mofos how hard this is. That track was hard packed, fluffy, tacky, and squishy and rutted, which is pretty much every type of fucking terrain that you can have. And then let's add rocky in there too.
Yeah.
If you didn't all see that. For your bike to work on those conditions in Foxborough
Consistently.
is unfreaking believable.
That's just
Their bikes, and this is the way that I can tell that their bikes are unreal. I did a lot of testing. Like, that was kind of my job because I wasn't the fastest. So I just did a lot of fucking testing. You know, a lot of testing with Clark, a lot of testing on the bikes, a lot of testing in general.
Move on.
The bike was so evenly balanced. It wasn't deflecting very much. The bike looked like it would stay straight. So, like, if it hit an edge, it would, when he got on the gas, it would then come back to straight.
Yep.
The bike wasn't too low in the stroke where it was kind of sitting down in those rhythms. It was staying up tall, which is so key in Supercross. But it also had a little squat and a tiny bit of transition front to rear as he's coming into the corner and then back as it accelerating. But it didn't have too much where it was like way back. Exactly. It just had enough to transfer that weight as it went into the corners. Those two bikes, the Pro Circuit bike and, well, not even the Pro Circuit bikes, McAdoo's bike and Deegan's bike were working.
Yeah. And I kind of put that up to how much time Deegan and McAdoo have put into their riding and how much time they put into their ECU and motor packages.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could see it when they hit that slippery spot across the start straight into that left-hander in that sand corner.
Are you talking about after the finish? Or
no, after. So they go single over table and then they jump that roller across the start straight.
Yep.
And then they put the single and then that right-hander.
That right-hander where it's really slick.
Yeah, like Cameron had this one little slide at the end of the race where both wheels slid, but that has nothing to do with like the power delivery. But both of their Deegan's bike and McAdoo's bike were looking very smooth and consistent and predictable through that corner. And that just goes to show you how dialed they're in on their suspension and motor and ECU package.
And how much work they've put in as riders.
Yeah, just to know their machine. Because it's one thing to have a good machine, but it's another to ride that machine to a point where you know what that fucking thing's going to do.
Yes. And they've put enough hours in on those bikes. You can tell that their level is just elevated that little bit more where they've put in the extra time, they've put in the extra work, and the teams are putting in the extra effort to get them to that level.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell
and
when I watch Bennick's bike.
Just to like dive a little bit deeper on what we're trying to say is like, this doesn't happen, you know, during the week, guys. Like the amount of familiarity that we're trying to explain doesn't happen from, you know, the last round, the 3-week break to this round. This happens between September to December. You know, like even though Deegan had his little wrist injury, before that even on how much time he's put in. Yes, the base that they build from the end of Super Motocross season to the beginning of the Supercross season, that's where this base gets built, not during the week.
Yeah, but I think, too, their break off where the West Coast was riding, I think they also made progress during those weeks. And I think it probably wasn't as much. It probably was bike for Hayden, but I think that was more, I would say 70% body, 30% bike for Hayden.
Yeah, because I think probably Hayden caught up on a lot of riding time these past 3 weeks.
Yes.
Just to get back to where he was probably before his wrist injury.
And I think McAdoo was probably opposite. They were 70% working bike and 30% working McAdoo. Yeah. Like McAdoo was probably trying to recover in a way and not ride too hard, but get the bike as good as they could possibly get it. You know, like not overriding and trying to spend, you know, and exhaust himself and trying to get more out of his body.
Yeah.
And then trying to really get the bike good. So, what else? What else we got? Casey Cochran ends up 16th.
Hey, solid ride.
Super solid ride.
That's all he needs to do right now.
And then Vial, he ends up 3rd. I think Vial is just solid right now.
And I think, honestly, he is figuring out Supercross in all the rounds. Because each round has different characteristics that he's got to figure out. And Foxborough is one of those rounds that is like no other track out there.
Yeah, but this is what I will say, though. This was kind of interesting to me. I thought that Vial would be better here because he's so close to kind of that Marvin, how do you say his last name?
Muskin.
Muskin. It's that Marvin Muskin style. And with Marvin Muskin being his trainer, I felt like Marv always did particularly good here because it was such a technical style track. And I thought this would suit him a little bit better. But on the podium, he particularly pointed out that he was struggling finding comfort and finding the lines. And for him to come away with a 3rd place and not be comfortable
is huge.
Dude, he looked like, when I watch him on the Supercross track now, he looks like a Supercross racer that is comfortable. You know, like even if he wasn't comfortable that night, he probably just didn't have the extra couple tenths, but he didn't look like he was about to die at any moment.
Yeah, and his whoop speed looked pretty good because
they
were skipping him. And he was jumping into him, and
he looked pretty good. But Deegan, I made that as a note. Deegan was on a whole nother level in the whoops.
Yeah.
And if you watch that video where he's training at with Kenny and those guys hitting the whoops, he hit the whoops at like Mach 10 million. Yeah, I know those whoops. Is it the Nest?
I believe so.
I don't want to say it's the Nest. Either way, where Ken Roxon trains.
It's in Florida. Whatever you want.
Yeah, it's in Florida. Ken Roxon, McElrath, Chisholm. I think Sexton goes there a little bit.
Yeah.
Back and forth. But either way, he hit those whoops and they were rolled over.
And Kitchen goes there.
Does Kitchen really go there?
Yeah.
No, I thought Kitchen goes to Rattray with Sexton. Because Sexton doesn't ride with Kenny all the time.
I can't stay caught up with all that.
Yeah, so anyways, either way, back to the point. Deegan's whoop speed was above everybody. And I think that had to do with his KYB suspension and his bike, because I know with the KYB stuff, it's a little bit more forgiving, like in the rougher condition.
Yeah, but dude, you got to think though, like, yeah, you can say the bike.
And I think Deegan's just better at whoops.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
The guy on the bike still has to twist the throttle, dude. If you want to see how good Deegan's in the whoops, watch him in the heat race, bro. That motherfucker grabs a handful in the whoops when they're fresh.
He did not care.
No, he shifted up a gear and just got on top of those things and just.
And you know what? You know what? Why those guys should be afraid, and what I'm seeing from McAdoo now, they're not. Deegan's doing that, and he's not dropping the front. Yeah. Like, because most of the time when you see these kids go super fast in the whoops, they're just full send and reacting, kind of like James Stewart.
Yeah.
Like James, he was so good at reaction that he could pull it off, but James is one of one.
Yes.
So when you go that fast and you dip your front end a little bit, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, you're kind of
Deegan-
along for the ride. At that
Deegan
point.
was Mach 10 and hitting every whoop.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ken Roxon-esque, and that's how
And
you
Chase
hit whoops.
Sexton-esque on the Honda when
Yep.
you're super comfortable.
But I will say, I'm saying that they have a KYB WP setup now. Whatever,
Yeah,
they
whatever you
converted
wanna
it
call it,
because
yeah.
Chase's bike looks completely different in the whoops. It's not even close to the normal KTM backshock whoop package at all. It's like stiff a little bit, but it's not even the same.
Yeah.
Either way, got to get back on subject. Deegan was ripping through the whoop section, no matter
McAdoo
what,
was ripping through the whoop section.
and looked solid. Okay,
Absolutely.
and just even Vial.
Mhm.
Back to Vial. Vial was solid. Everybody looked solid,
Those top 3 guys looked
good.
really good.
Okay, so main event results: Deegan first, McAdoo second, Vial third, Pierce Brown fourth.
A quiet 4th.
Always just quiet in there.
Mhm.
Max Anstey fifth, Cody Schock sixth, Bennick seventh, Swole eighth, Marshall well in
Welton.
ninth. What's up, baby?
Hey,
let's go,
let's go.
Marsh. Let's
I know.
go, Marsh.
We need to talk. Have you talked to him?
Yeah.
What happened in like the last 5
No,
minutes?
okay, that's not true. I haven't talked to him.
But you've said what up.
I said, dude, let's go. That was fucking sick. And he was like, hell yeah. But I'll debrief with him probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anyways, I say debrief.
Oh, no.
I'll have a homie chat with him on Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he was, I mean, don't get me wrong, he was doing really good, but something happened with probably 3 or 4 minutes to go, and he got a couple extra spots.
Yeah.
What I see,
Which he's good at doing.
Mm-hmm.
So points championship, McAdoo 120, Vial -4,
Mm-hmm.
Deegan -13, Brown -15, Schock -25. Dude,
Cody
Vial,
Schock is 5th in the championship. That is badass.
yeah, it is. But even more badass, excuse me, Vial -4, Deegan -13, going into an East-West shootout.
Ooh.
Dude, that is nothing.
Not with the East-West shootout when you're trying to get championships.
Dude, that points gap is nothing.
No.
And you know who's going to do good at that East-West shootout?
Deegan?
Deegan.
McAdoo's going to do good, too.
Yeah,
The championship's
dude,
on
maybe,
the line.
though. Deegan, when Deegan feels good, he knows he can win against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
McAdoo, I still don't know if he thinks he's the best.
Yeah,
Where
but
I
this is a
believe-
big step in the right direction this
Oh,
past
dude,
weekend.
huge.
Like-
But I believe Deegan thinks he's like the best 250 rider. Dude, we get to see Deegan and Levi Kitchen. Oh my God. And you know what's crazy? It's like Deegan needs it a little bit more, and Levi doesn't really need it that bad. So,
But he also needs to help out his teammate, McAdoo.
yes, he does.
Some team tactics on PC side.
Team tactics. Okay. That's it for 250 main event. Let's go.
Let's talk, before we get into Lit King, before we talk to 450 main event, let's just get a little setup this coming weekend for Nashville. Similar track. I mean, not similar track, but similar type of dirt. It's going to be tacky / slippery.
Mm-hmm.
It has that hard base to it.
But I would say the jumps are going to be harder based.
Yes, it's
A lot
definitely.
harder based.
I say the Nashville dirt is way more clay based,
Yeah, more
and
compact.
it's more West Coast esque,
Yes.
and gonna get that hard chuck hole and that hard clean surface, like we see some sections in this past weekend. I think there's gonna be a little bit more of it in Nashville.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's gonna be more like black tacky
Dude,
dirt?
I have no idea because it all depends on the weather.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on the weather. Like, we've had such a gnarly year of rain and
I
just
know.
gnarly weather with these open stadiums. And, dude, Nashville, it rains all the time.
Yeah,
And
it's
we know
Tennessee.
the dirt. It is tacky. It's that clay-based. It's not sandy.
No, it's definitely not sandy.
So that means if it rains,
It's gonna be a snotty mess.
gnarly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll just see.
it all
how-
depends on the weather. Let's check the weather right now, right?
Yep,
Let's just
live.
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 Okay, so
we're checking the weather for Nashville, Tennessee for the next round of Supercross. But the last time I went there, I got fucking landed on.
Dude, trust me.
good one.
I remember I was on the gate.
I know.
Okay, so right now it is Monday.
Mhm.
Okay, but right now it says there isn't rain until Saturday, and it's a 55% chance on Saturday.
Of course, race day.
But that could
It
change.
could change.
It's a week away.
But it is also Tennessee that gets some gnarly rainstorms.
Yes, and it looks like it's raining on and off all day.
Let's just give a round of applause to the Dirtworks crew this year with how much shit they've had to deal with in their schedule. Like, they've been blowing out these tracks this last week track build, I think it took 2.5 days from start, like bringing in dirt.
Wild.
2.5 days. Like,
Wild. Okay,
nonstop.
moving on. Lit kit. Cooper Webb.
Ooh,
Okay,
look good.
The reason that Cooper Webb made it, okay,
The custom boots.
The custom boots that matched the gear.
Always big props.
Those
Big
don't
props.
come on the shelf. These boots, because Alpenstar doesn't make like a Thor boot. They're like custom. Somebody did them for him to match Thor gear.
He's been doing a lot of that this year.
Yeah, but these were extra custom. Like Alpenstar, I don't think Alpenstar painted these.
Oh, okay.
Like he had somebody else possibly do it.
Oh, that's pretty tight though.
Which, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
extra. We appreciate the extra effort.
Yes. Anderson.
I love that kit.
That kit was sick. It had like the pink highlights.
Mhm.
Like really cool looking kit.
Yeah.
Ken Roxon, which we've seen that gear before.
The black and yellow kit, but
with the black and yellow progressive bike, then the black and yellow Fox kit. I think it was kind of cool with the black boots.
I think
It would have been cool to have yellow accents on the boots, but you can't win them all.
Yeah.
Jet Lawrence
With the pink gear, look clean.
the Pink Panther, definitely didn't think it was bad. Jalik.
Ooh, I liked Jalik's kit.
Jalik's was good.
Kind of the
They do
plain,
a good job with Renan. It's Renan, right?
Yep.
And the whole Triumph
setup.
look.
Yes.
Yeah, like the
Because
highlighter.
because they definitely put some thought into like the highlighter yellow and the black and matching
Yes.
the bike good.
It was
and,
all white gear with highlighter boots.
and highlighter helmet and highlighter gloves. Like,
Yep.
it looked good.
And then the last guy on my list for lit kit was Hymus.
Ooh, I love the gray and blue fly gear. I thought the half and half shit looks clean.
I liked it a lot, but the boots were straight dog water, bro.
Maybe he
Like-
just needs to grow up and learn how to match.
I mean, I get it that like Alpenstar isn't fly, but dude, just wear some whiter blue boots. Like
Yeah.
that's all we needed. Just the whiter blue ones, or even wear red ones. Team America, because he had the blue goggles that matched with the blue gear, which was legit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were on point there. But
We
like,
know they have. I know he has blue Alpenstar boots or white Alpenstar boots.
come on.
Yeah, and it wasn't like this last round was like a LE boot drop. Was it?
Was it? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, so
Unless
it's not like-
Anderson's pink. No, because I think I seen the boots with the pink a while ago. Either way, Hymus, your boot game's weak, bro. Dog water.
Hey, step it up.
Dog water, dude. Get your boots up. Because the gear was sick.
Yes, it was.
The gear was
It was
sick. The
clean.
goggles were sick.
You won the heat race. It looked
You won the
even better.
heat race. It looked like the shit, and then the dog water boots. And it's not even like the boots were like ugly, just not. It's not that kit, bro. Okay, so who we going with?
I like Ando.
I like Ando too.
We'll put these up on Instagram.
Okay, these are my top three. These are my top three list. Ready? Number 1. Jalik.
Oh, really?
After looking at them all again and seeing them, I got to give it to Triumph for the consistency of being there every week and doing the matching job. It
Yes.
looks good.
Yes, it looks very good.
It looks good. Number 2, I'm going Anderson.
You have to go. Anderson.
Just
I'll be
because it was a new kit.
pissed. Mhm.
And number 3,
Cooper Webb or Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny looked clean.
It's just, dude, the yellow bike with the yellow and black progressive, or the
Yeah.
black progressive with the black boots with the yellow.
Yeah, I know.
It looks
was,
good. It was
I'm
on point.
We are a sucker for matchy on bike and gear.
Yeah, we're a sucker for matchy. Okay, what's your top 3?
Ando, number 1.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Because I like that gray and that pink
I
stripe.
know, it looked
like,
good.
What I like about that gear, it was I don't know if this is the right way to explain it, but it's distinct enough where I could kind of know what the graphics were, where they were separated.
Yeah.
Like, I loved, like, Chase wasn't on there, but I loved Chase's gear up close, but far away, it just looked like, yeah, it just looked like a blob, you know?
Yeah.
No offense to Chase, but I thought his gear looked sick up close, but the detail didn't come out far away, and it's hard to do that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, like when I'm watching that dude on the track, I'm like,
That's another. So the second one was Hymus. Another reason I could kind of see it from far away, like the style. And
even
the color.
with the boots?
Even with the boots, dude.
What?
I'm a sucker for that blue and
Bro,
gray.
you're dude. Oh my god.
And then third
bro.
would be Kenny, because black and yellow is just, you can't beat it.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
All right, well, let's get to this 450.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Last thing.
What?
I'm gonna cut you off. We want your guys' opinions in Lick It. Put them down in the comments. Like, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Okay, next. Hit them, Ty.
450 main event, dog.
Nope.
What?
450 Heat 1, bruh.
I know.
You're
jumping the
skipping
gun.
ahead. You're getting too excited. Okay, 450 Heat 1.
I feel like the 450 main event made my whole night. You know,
It did.
It made me not fall asleep.
Okay, 450 Heat 1. Eli Tomac. We're going to put
Dude.
this picture up of Eli
my
Tomac a bike length ahead.
I thought it was Adam Cincerillo at Loretta Lynn's at the Amateur National, dude.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to blow out a big old secret
This
right
is
now.
the secret that you guys need to hear, because this shit happens. But
It's
wild.
wild.
Sometimes it doesn't happen, and sometimes it happens.
And like it's like AMA is better or worse about it, but we're gonna divulge a big secret right now.
So if you guys listen to the Heat Race gate drop, you can hear the air system release the air for the gate drop before the gate actually drops. And it is to sequence where when you hear it, then
You go.
Then you go.
And it's just like perfectly timed. It
And
goes
you-
like this. Because when you're next to the box, and the reason why we're saying this is you're next to the box, and
So
if
you
you're
can hear
listening if you're listening to it and you just send it, I did it a couple times and it worked in some LCQs. And what you do is you listen for it and you're right next to the box, and the guys that are farther away can't hear it because the revs.
Yeah.
And what will happen is the air thing will go, and you just go. And then the thing drops like a half a second after
No,
that
it's
happens.
way less than
it's
that,
like
but
0.2 of a second.
Yes.
It's like, and it drops. And so I personally think that's why Eli Tomac got that big of a start, because I did it in the past. But sometimes they have a good way of like silencing it.
They've have silence in the past, because they've had this problem for probably ever since they went to the air system.
Yes,
gate.
and that's why I think Cooper Webb also got the whole shot in his race.
And we'll talk about that even more. Because
And then Max Anstey was next to the gate, and he got his whole shot. And then maybe even Hymus. I don't even know where Hymus was. But
no,
when you're,
Hymus was a little, like, I think 2 or 3 gates from the left, I think, from the box or some shit. But he wasn't right next to the box.
Either way,
It's an advantage.
there was a lot of starts coming
And
from
a lot
that
of
area.
and everybody knows about it. It's just how ballsy do you want to be?
And two, AMA gets wind of it, and somehow they silence it. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they put
But it comes
foam
back
in there.
up.
I don't know how they put
Like-
foam in there, or if they
Yeah,
whatever.
because they have fixed it in the past. I remember it was like a writing.
Yeah, but
meeting
it's
topic.
not fully fixed.
No.
It's like kind of fixed where if you
I mean,
listen-
you could really hear it on the broadcast
yes.
when you're listening to it.
But I don't know. Either way, it's like but that's why those guys are getting those hole shots next to that gate. I personally think. I actually had the experience of doing it, and it worked for me multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
I mean, multiple.
Mm-hmm.
We're just,
Yeah. 100%.
okay, Eli Tomac, big hole shot. Jay
Dude.
Coop was right there the whole time.
Almost gets him back because Jay Coop comes around that first turn, jumps onto that like stair stepper tabletop and goes on, off over the single where Eli Tomac has to double and almost gets him back. Like, big props to Jay Coop.
Yep. And then Shane McElrath gets a good start on the outside, which props. Let's give him a little round of applause. Shane McElrath, I think he's really been getting better this season.
Yes.
Like,
I feel like he's starting to mesh with the Suzuki and
definitely
really starting to find
Figure
some
it out.
speed.
Figure it out.
And I think we're just starting to see what Shane can really do on that 450 and kind of
Yes.
get his confidence back from, his 250 star days, as you will. Hey,
Man,
what
those
about same heat race? I mean, Jay Coop was ripping, but what about Jay Coop's crash, bro?
dude? And that's just a testament to how gnarly that Foxborough track is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so soft on the face of those jumps, and then the jumps are the dirt is so dark. He probably just kind of didn't see that kicker, and then you were going off of that. Was he stepping off that time, or did he try to triple over the table? I think he was tripling over the table.
Yeah, he was tripping over the
Or
table
like
time or
table, like step over the table, like
yes.
kind of what.
And then he was trying to get in that pocket, and then
Yes.
he mistimed the pocket,
Just
or
a little.
kind of rubbed a rut a little wrong way, and went too nose heavy into that triple landing and just clipped it so hard.
Oh,
It's so crazy to me because like when you rewatch it,
straight Austin Faulknered himself a little bit.
yeah. But like, isn't it crazy like when you nose pick it like that on how direct that front wheel is, and it's like almost looked like his front end was like a 2x4 on the way he hit it, and that's why his hand popped off. And then just worst possible situation, laying belly on the freaking handlebars, and then just gets ejecto.
Just literally like rides it like a surfboard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No brakes, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Ping! There goes baby Coop.
I know.
See ya.
I give
Luckily, he was okay. He landed right on his ass.
Yeah. Fuck.
Luckily, there was a little bit of dirt where he landed, I think.
Mhm. A little bit.
A little tiny bit. But Eli Tomac gets the win and then talks about how he figured out how to go triple in that section like
Right before
Jet.
the finish line.
Like Jet.
Because he saw that in practice.
So that was interesting.
Mm.
Like that he was stoked on that.
And big props to Eli. He's starting to find his own, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to find himself again.
Yes. I would agree. Tomac's finally becoming Tomac once more.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that speed.
He's starting to become, like, in a way, the guy to beat again. Where he's like the top dog.
Mhm.
Because I think Eli thrives at that spot. Heat 2, Cooper Webb chop.
Hey, lines up in the exact.
Sueyed Jet, bro.
But back up for a second. He lined up in the exact same spot as Eli Tomac again.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
And gets the whole shot.
Weird.
Super weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
what the
luckily
reason
he
that
had
could be.
first gate pick.
Yeah.
Let's just touch on this for a second.
Cooper Webb being the fastest?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Dude, when's the last time that has happened ever?
Bro, Cooper Webb would win races qualifying like 10th.
Yeah, I remember. Like when he was on the KTM, he would qualify 5th and I'd be like, oh, fucking Coop's winning tonight.
For real. Like if he was in the top 5 on the KTM,
Mm-hmm.
we were like doing good.
Yeah, we were like, oh shit, you better watch out for Cooper Webb.
Yeah, and now Cooper Webb's qualifying
first.
And then gets hole shots
Mm-hmm. And then chops out Jet's front wheel.
and almost makes him wad in the first quarter.
Get out the way, motherfucker.
Yeah, you want to talk about some mind games, bruh? You better watch out. Watch
Dude,
yourself, young man.
Talk about someone that you do not want to be in a championship battle with is that fucking guy right there, Cooper Webb. I don't give a fuck if you're the fastest man on the planet like Jet is right now, but he will fuck with you all day, every day. Like, just like, I guarantee you, though that 3-week break we had or the 2-week break Cooper Webb was having, he probably is like, oh, I'm going to fuck with Jet. I'm going to get the fastest qualifier and just show him I got the speed.
Dude, he's such a savage.
Talk about something like Cooper Webb is elevating his game to be
whoever he needs to be.
Whoever he needs to be.
To win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Does he need to get faster to fuck with Jet in qualifying?
And then he just puts that on a goal list, and he's like, I need to figure out how to get faster.
And and there is no way you can tell me that Cooper Webb hasn't been working so hard on his sprints and executing.
My God. You could tell.
Come on, bro.
And it's paying off huge.
Big time.
Bro, he was putting down sprint speed in the 450 heat too. Like, he was stretching out Jet in those first couple laps.
Yeah.
Like, not seconds, but Cooper Webb.
Enough.
I would say for Cooper Webb, that's stretching it out.
Yeah, it is, especially the first laps.
You know, he's not playing defensive. He's not, on the bottom of the track. We're in the heat race, so he's up in the middle of the line, taking some kind of wide lines, carrying some speed. I was like, damn, Cooper Webb's fucking trying to lay it down right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's not playing defensive.
Then Jet still wins.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even matter.
No, it does not. And Jet
knows it. I can't. Oh, we knew it too. You see, that's that brother intuition, because we know that Jet knows, and that's in fucking Jet's head right now too. You know it is, because he's saying it.
Yeah,
and that means Cooper's fucking with him.
You could kind of see how like Webb kind of gave up that spot and didn't really fight Jet for it. Like,
yeah, like, all right, bro.
Hey, let me see what you got.
Yeah. It's all good, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, heat races, bro. You know what heat races mean? Not a goddamn thing, dog. This is just a lesson. So let me take some lessons from you, and you show me your line. So when I go to the main event and get my whole shot, I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
and get those 25 or 26 points.
Thank you very much. Dude, Cooper Webb's such a boss. Okay, moving on. LCQ. Who, isn't it crazy, bro, that we've seen some heavy hitters in the LCQs this year. Justin Cooper, LCQ, battling with Simonson.
Dude, Simonson, that's just like goes to show you, like, dude, put the respect on these 450 LCQ guys and the people even making the fastest 40, because you give them a little space and you give them a little like confidence on the LCQ and what they're comfortable in, and they're fully battling with Justin Coop. Like, I guarantee you Justin Coop was like, fuck, I got to make sure I'm perfect and not make a mistake. But David Simonson was battling Justin Coop.
100%.
You know?
And pulled him
a little bit.
For a second.
Yeah.
Not like a lap or two. But like, yo, in a section?
Yeah, bro, you got to ride to pass me. This ain't going to be some cakewalk.
Yeah, no, you're not just going to blow by me. No. Dude, note for Simonson and Ty Masterpool. Bro, your bikes are too soft. I'm watching it on TV. Stiffen your shit up.
I know, but you know what's fucked up
Simonson, you can't even make a mistake.
Adam, but you know what the fucked up part about that is?
That they don't have a suspension guy on call 24/7 to be able to do it.
Bro, they're in their van traveling to the next race.
I know. But bro, that's the only way they're going to make it happen. Dude, Simonson is literally ripping to the point where if he does that one rhythm,
his bike for sure.
Oh yeah. If he does that one rhythm before the finish,
After
not
the
the
sand
jet
section.
rhythm. After the sand.
Yeah.
If he goes over onto the table and then table over table 3, is it 2 into the corner or was it
3,
1?
2.
If he does that,
Mm-hmm.
Justin Cooper's in the ballpark
Mm-hmm.
with where he was at. I don't think Justin
I
Cooper
would
gets
say
by him.
That's 100%,
But
100% accurate right there,
He's
Adam.
not doing that on that suspension.
I know, but you know how simple that looked on TV, but you know how sketchy that was
Dude,
in real life.
We all know.
And there's always those jumps.
Dude, we all know, but he's
sections.
not getting it done on that suspension. If he tags on that,
he did get it done. It just depends on how far he wants to go. Because he did go to the
But
main
like
event.
you said, he's outriding his bike.
Mm-hmm.
Simonson is outriding his bike. Simonson, if you want to go faster, your suspension setup has to be stiffer. It has to have more hold up.
He needs to find
your bike is too low, dude.
He needs to find some homies over at, Star or something who wants to take his suspension
or
during
even
the
his
week.
suspension guy. Dude, like, get the thing. It needs more hold up and it needs to be stiffer. If he comes up short on one of those jumps, dude, my boys eject those Cedo, cuz.
Or just hits like an extra, like a little too deep of rut.
Yeah.
It's going to wallow. And, it's going to
Off
send
the
you
track.
everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Moving on. 450 main event. Cooper Webb with the whole shot. What?
Dude.
Cooper Webb whole shots now?
I just love how Cooper Webb fucking dials it up under pressure.
Always.
Like a goddamn fucking shark.
Dude.
Smelling blood in the water, dude.
Dude, and he is smelling it. Jet is bleeding.
Bleeding.
It's
just got
it's
tied
that pink
up.
gear, bro. It's that pink gear. That's blood going into
He's
white gear.
soaking.
He was wearing white gear, and that's like blood going into his gear, like leaking. And Cooper Webb's like, dun, 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 dun. I'm going to get you, boy. I'm going to get you. Dude, tell me it ain't the
I don't
truth.
know if I can get on board with that, but hey, but Cooper Webb's fucking on it right now.
Dude, he is on it. Eli Tomac goes down on second lap. Jet's back doing who knows what after connecting with Malcolm Stewart being over eager in the first turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Well, no, I think Jet came in a little too hot. And then
over eager.
Yeah, Malcolm cut down because he saw opening. He had a bar. He had basically a whole front wheel over Jet. So
At least.
you think that, Malcolm could chop him down, and then freaking Malcolm's hand gets caught underneath his front Jet's front fender, and they kind of connect.
Yeah. Well, Kenny also pushed out. You know what I mean? Kenny kind of pushed out. Then Jet had to move over into Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's from Kenny I'm pretty sure, had the wheel on Jet, and so did
100%.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Which you're supposed to stick it in, but you're not supposed to hit. You can't.
Yeah. As soon as you connect in that situation,
Which
you
we're
are
talking-
going straight.
This is a fine line. I
Yeah,
mean, we're
talking inches.
Yeah, inches.
So-
Justin Hill.
Oh, dude, ripping.
What?
Did his back just start all of a sudden feeling better?
Did it click back into place? Who's his chiropractor, bro?
Or do you think after this, this week break, because he's not doing outdoor, so you think he was just
Is he?
I mean, he didn't do it last year.
Yeah, but he might want to get into super motocross.
Well, he'll be in top 20 in points, right?
Yeah, but not after super motocross.
I think so. He'll be in top 20 in points for the super motocross series, but I think these last 3 weeks he was able to actually put some motos together and gone on a consistent riding program, and you can see that because he was ripping.
Like, we're talking lights champion Justin Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Ripping.
Yeah, or last year's Justin Hill ripping.
I think even better.
I mean, we'll see.
Either way.
That's a good guy that could fill that Kawasaki 450 spot if they just need a Supercross guy to wait, for a Levi Kitchen or an Austin Faulkner.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If they want to deal with
I know
that.
exactly what you're saying. But moving on, to something that is just sick. Is both of the boys, Ken Rocks and Chase Sexton.
Oh,
dude, what the fuck is it about Ken Roxon
and Chase Sexton?
Yeah, no, not even Chase Sexton and him.
Oh,
we know
Kenny
they're buddies.
getting up in front
And just getting it done. Like, dude, Kenny has been last couple weeks. What has been going on in practice? You know what I mean? And then like race is kind of and then
not even kind of on the radar all day.
No, and then comes out, gets a second place start really in second, and then just puts it down.
Dude,
when he's in that position, he just rises to the occasion. It's like, oh, I don't care, I'm 2 seconds off whatever I was. I'm just going to get it done.
That's what we've been talking about all night, though, is elevating to the opportunity that was given to you.
True.
And that's the fucking awesome part about racing.
Yes. Isn't it sick?
You know, it's not always about being the fastest or having the speed to win. You also have to learn how to race. And you know what fucking Ken Roxon does the best is when he's in a good position, he knows how to fucking race.
Dude,
he knows how to battle.
He goes like this, bro. He takes the little light switch, his little brain, and he just turns it off and just goes into full race mode.
Or just flips on the race switch and he's like, I'm going to elevate myself. I know how to ride my fucking dirt bike. I'm going to sprint my ass off and I'm going to be right on Cooper Webb's wheel for 10 minutes and then everybody's going to be spaced out enough and then I'm going to figure out my lines and keep on riding this track. And I would say this was a Ken Roxon track. Super technical, had a little bit of everything, had to use a lot of throttle control. His momentum kept him alive throughout every lap. You could just see how Chase was just having such a tough time to even, he would catch up to him, but
couldn't make a move.
Couldn't make a move because Ken's middle of the corner is so fast
and he's
that
so smart.
He
already
can
knows
put his
what
bike
you're gonna,
into a position.
He already knows
you
what
can't pass him.
Yeah, he already knows what you're gonna do before you do it.
Well, and Kenny and Chase ride together. I don't know if they ride together anymore, but they have ridden a lot together and they know their tendencies. And Kenny, when you're in a position where you're riding with someone that you're comfortable with, you can think a lot clearer behind you and in front of you. And when you can think clearer, you can hear more. You can kind of figure out where they're catching you. And fuck, dude, they were just straight battling and Kenny was riding good. Kenny was not slacking.
No, he wasn't.
Cooper Webb was right in front of him within 2 or 3 seconds the whole fucking time.
That's what I was going to say. It's not like Cooper pulled this massive gap.
No.
Dude, Cooper was in cam the whole time.
Yeah.
In camera.
Yeah.
Like, these boys were on the throttle. Kenny stepped up. Chase was like, what the hell? How am I supposed to go that much faster than that?
Yeah. Like,
and
God damn it, Kenny, make a mistake so I can get around you.
And then I think actually Ricky finally did some badass analysis.
Yeah.
And was like, I shouldn't say that. Ricky does do some good analysis. But, I mean, it is what it is. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But Ricky was right this time. You can't stay that long behind Ken Roxon and think he's not gonna figure you out.
Yeah, but dude, he wasn't staying I felt like Chase was doing the best he could because he wasn't staying right behind Ken Roxon. Like after a while, like you could see him back off for a little bit and kind of get out of frame a little bit and then try to charge back up and have that momentum to pass him. It's just when you're in that tight of a track and you're that close in speed, like, where are you going to pass him not being super dirty? And Chase is not a very dirty rider.
This is kind of what I...
And what I'm kind of trying to get at is the points that Chase was faster at, like the sections, like the on-off, and then the outside line, and then like that whole section, like he would be on the outside, and then the next corner would be on the outside, and then the next left before that sand section... that it funneled into like, only a 4-foot space of the main line.
Yeah,
so you
but
can
that's
kinda
where
get
Chase.
pinched.
That's where Chase has got to be smarter, and not smarter, but just a little bit more calculated with his passing, because this is my opinion. You're not gonna get past Kenny clean. He's not just gonna let you by. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to pass Kenny clean, but stop him. You gotta stop Kenny's momentum. You gotta break his rhythm somehow. And the only way to do that is to kind of arena cross him, where you just cut straight across, and then you slow him down. You're not gonna T-bone or hit him, but you get in front of him, you slow him down, and then you make him roll something with you, and then you get by him.
Yeah, but you know how hard that is to do when Kenny's taking the most inside line in the bolt corners with multiple ruts.
Listen to this.
On top of it, Chase had that good inside line right out of the sand section right before that long rhythm section. And that's where Chase was trying to set up the pass, getting close to Kenny. And then when you set up the pass, Kenny took that inside line. So you really can't show Kenny where you're going to pass him until you're at that spot, but be close enough and set him up and not, be close and show him that line when you're behind him, because he's going to be a smart enough rider to change his lines those 1 or 2 laps to get you out of the rhythm where you're trying to set up the pass.
Yes, I agree with you on that. But this is what I'm saying. You know where the 180s are.
Yes.
Okay, so where are the 180s?
The 180s were after that long rhythm and before the finish line, and then after the standard Supercross triple.
And before the Supercross triple.
No, before the Supercross triple was that
almost a 180.
Yeah, it was kind of like that half berm or whatever.
So I'm saying the places that you could get him, that you could get Kenny, were really good places, in my opinion. After the sand section, you do that long rhythm. You get right on Kenny where Jet's going 3-3-1 or whatever. You try to get as close as you can to Kenny there, and you cut across where he almost made the pass, but you have to ride Kenny high and stop him and barely make the finish. Number 2 spot you could have got Kenny was you follow him through that section that I'm talking about where Jet was, then you hit the finish and you stay right behind him, right behind him, and you can get as close as you can to Kenny's rear tire, and then you just cut across that thing and stop him before the triple, and you go roll double, and you're on the inside of that next corner.
Yeah, but every single time Chase tries to make a pass, he never tries to do that because he doesn't want to lose.
But that's what
momentum on the leader.
But that's what I'm saying. It would have been worth it to do that early and then try to make a push.
Yeah, but
because dude, Kenny, no, shh. Because to me, Chase spent so much time behind Kenny that by the time he was at the end of the race where he finally could make a push to catch Cooper Webb, he was toast. Because he went, oh my God, I didn't get him. Let me mentally regroup my stamina. Okay, let me go again at Kenny. Oh, I didn't get him again. Okay, let me go again. Okay, I finally got him. Okay, now I got to push and catch Cooper? Fuck. It takes too long.
What you're talking about should have happened in the first 5 minutes of the race.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
15 minutes
Slow him down. Get the pass done early. It's going to be a little ugly. It won't be the momentum pass that Chase wants, but he's got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, but you also know, we're talking about Ken motherfucking Roczen here. You know how fast he is in the beginning of the race?
That's why I'm saying
Kenny almost passed for the lead.
That's why I'm saying slow him down. You got to stop him. You got to stop that train. He's like a freight train with freaking 60 million trains behind him full of coal that just keeps it chugging away. And if you don't stop that thing somehow, it just keeps on rolling, dude. Kenny is a master.
Bro, Jet wasn't even passing Kenny in the first 5 minutes of the race. It was when Kenny was out front.
Dude, that's fine. But if you're Chase, you now have to do what?
Win.
There's no other option. There is no option. You got 4 rounds left. You have to win. You want to be in the championship? You got to win.
It's true.
Period.
All right. Well, what we got left?
I mean, Jet came back.
But you know what I want to say? I want to be a little bit noted. And I don't know, I want your opinion on this. So, Chet and Eli, you know how Eli crashed on lap 2. Eli was in 11th, Jet was in 12th. They were right around 11 to 12 seconds behind the leader.
Yep.
And it kind of stayed the same all the way until Jet got kind of into 5th. I feel like that's pretty good for the leaders, because Jet was trying to push and kind of close that gap, and it kind of stayed at that 11 to 12 second mark from Jet to Coop.
Yeah, but he's also got to pass people. So that extra effort isn't really getting translated into lap time, in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he has to go through people. So
not
like
every lap, though. Not when he was getting up to 6th and 7th.
Kind of, because he's passing people
laps.
every lap. And if he's not passing people, there's somebody in his way.
There was no way he was passing people, because on lap 2, he was 12th, and he only finished 5th.
I mean, how do you know he wasn't behind somebody that he couldn't get by and it was slowing him up?
Because he was behind Eli Tomac.
Jet didn't seem like he was the fastest guy tonight.
That night
In Foxborough. He didn't seem like the fastest guy.
There were spurts. God damn it, he fucking can rail a whoop section. But it didn't seem like...
Man, did you see him when he went by Webb in that heat race?
He grabbed a little extra right there.
He said, "You are not getting me back, Webb. I am just going to hit this whoop at Mach 6 billion."
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, regardless, Jet's still going fast. But that round in Foxborough diminished Jet's confidence a little bit.
I think it
took a chunk out of him.
It should kind of give another piece of humble pie to him and be like, bro, this 450 class is no class to kind of fuck with.
No. Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you gotta be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
This is...
And you're not going to get any position. You got to take every position. Because, God damn it, dude, I love Jason Anderson for just wicking it up and just setting the finish line.
Bro, Jet, I'm sorry, dude. If Jet would have went more outside, those two would have been down. Because Anderson dropped elbow and almost like stopped looking and put his visor down and just dropped it pinned and said, "You know what, Jet? If you hit me, I'm hitting you too, and we're going flying off the finish." Literally, Anderson just said, "If I die, I die."
Yeah, you're not getting this position, dog.
If I die, we die. That's how it's going to go. That was so sick because it was a sick move by Jet. But Jet knew that if he poked it in and got rough with Anderson, it was about to get wild. And he backed out, and they played chicken, and Ando came up on top.
Yes.
And he just hammered.
100%. Because you could kind of see Jet kind of felt Jason railing the outside, and that's why his rear end kind of kicked out, because he was trying to get away from that outside a little bit.
He was like, I don't know if I want to go all the way out there.
Yeah. He's kind of come in hot on me. Oh, shit. Hey, but fucking Anderson, I mean, Coop and Anderson should be homies for that. I mean, they are homies, but fuck. That pass made sure it was tied up.
Yes. Right now, championship, Jet Lawrence, 261. Cooper Webb, 261.
2 red plates coming in Nashville.
In the 450 class. Oh, we love to see it.
Let's go.
We love to see it. Sexton, minus 15. I'm saying Tomac's out of it at minus 30. It ain't over till it's over, but we got
Tomac still wants to win.
We got 3 guys in the championship, really. If we got 3 guys in the championship, if Sexton wins out, which I could see it. I could see Sexton going 4 for 4 at the end with how he looks.
Yes, he's got to. I think some stuff has to go his way, but
Oh, without a doubt. It has to, the cards have to fall perfectly in his favor, but he has the speed now, it seems
and
like.
Tomac and Kenny and Anderson are riding good enough to get into any one of these mixes to break up the points gap. It's
100%.
It's not like Jet, Cooper, Webb, Sexton gonna go 1, 2,
All
and 3
the
every
time,
time.
gonna go 1, 2, 3. No,
Yeah.
no.
You got to get good starts, and there's gonna be some
And
mix-ups.
because you have, like you said, so you have Jet, Webb, Sexton who are in the championship hunt.
But then you have
Tomac, Roxon, and Anderson who are all eligible to win.
Yes.
Or be in the podium spots, which we've seen this week.
Yep.
Another guy we didn't even talk about was Plessinger, bro.
I know. His wad up bummed me out.
Oh, okay, well,
I hope his elbow's all right.
I hope his elbow's all right, too.
Dude, he's had a career best season.
Yes, by far.
Like, absolutely. Like,
Okay,
fuck, we got to keep the cowboy going.
let's move on. We're going on to that. That dog.
Ooh, who do you got?
Give me some barks.
Row.
Okay, that dog. Who you think is going to be?
Justin Hill?
How do you know?
Because.
Justin Hill, bro. I mean, come on.
I mean, how can you not?
You have to.
Dude, the
He's
fucker
that
was
dog.
That fucker was in top 5 for a while.
Top 5 in this season.
Yeah.
Top 5 ahead of Jet, Lawrence, Eli, Tomac for more than half of the race, bruh.
Dude, he was fucking ripping.
On a privateer 450. Not privateer 250 that you can't have the spec. Privateer 450. No, you cannot, in 250 class, you cannot have unobtainable equipment. Did you know that?
Yeah.
250 class, you have to, the suspension's different, the motor package is a little bit different. 450 class, you can have it straight from factory Suzuki and the suspension can be full A.
Yeah.
So that means all those guys that have that little bit extra, Justin Hill is there doing it. Okay, on to the next segment. Does the zebra keep or lose his stripes?
Hey,
Who is it?
the zebra is gaining some stripes. And there's some good stripes.
Oh.
And he's on a Kawasaki.
Again?
And Cameron McAdoo is doing it.
Dude.
And he is gaining his stripes on being a consistent championship contender. And he is changing his stripes from being Cameron Dew, Crash-O-Matic, to Cameron Dew doing it for the championship.
Okay, I agree with you. But he's been the topic of this zebra segment multiple times.
Yes.
I think we give him a big round of applause. But give us somebody new. Like, who's somebody that we got to watch?
We got to watch.
I know somebody.
Who? Let me know.
Who are you going to say?
I was going to say Chance Hymas.
I think we go bigger than that.
You think bigger than that?
Yes.
Who do you got in mind?
Jet.
Lawrence?
Jet freaking Lawrence. Does the zebra keep his stripes or lose his stripes? And you know the stripes I'm talking about?
Yeah, his stripes.
What stripes am I talking about?
I would say his stripes would be whole shot and winning.
But I'm talking the rookie stripes. Because is this kid going to come through and be the phenom he's supposed to be and win this championship? Or is Jet Lawrence going to finally let those rookie stripes show just a little bit too much? And he's going to crumble like a chocolate chip cookie in these last 4 rounds.
Hey, I got to say a rebuttal to this, because you know who has concreted his stripes and goddamn fucking platinum and gold.
Who's
with
that?
2 Supercross championships. My boy.
W-E double freaking B, baby. Webb.
And he has concreted his Hall of Fame career on winning tight championships.
If he does it again,
bro,
retirement.
The guy wins close races and wins close championships and win the fucking mental battle on mono rider against rider. Cooper Webb is winning that battle. I'm not calling anything.
So here we go,
but
Mr. Zebra.
This is a big mountain to climb against Cooper Webb.
Okay.
His stripes are winning close races, winning close championships. That's what he does.
Okay, Mr. Zebra.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me this. Okay. Does Jet Lawrence rookie out and lose this championship with these stripes?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he emerge at the end of this championship with his new stripes of being able to win a championship? What's the zebra master, the zebra herder master?
It's going to be so fucking close, dude.
Dude, that's
like
not... Dude, our job is to speculate.
I know.
What is your prediction? Is the zebra going to keep his rookie stripes and lose this championship? Or does he earn his new ones by the end?
I think
he wins.
I honestly think, like, I'm not much of a religious person here, but the moto gods aren't going to make it easy on this Lawrence.
Dude, that is not your job. Your job is to say yes he will or no he won't.
No, I don't think he wins this championship. I don't. I really don't. Because it's just, bro, Cooper Webb knows how to win these championships, and goddamn, that boy looks good.
Don't you dare say Jet won't win to all his Jets fans.
Oh, fuck.
That's messed up. Dude, I'm glad I'm not in your position because it's going to be good. Dude. It is going to be good. Whoever, let's put it this way. You're exactly right. I know you said he keeps his rookie stripes and he loses the championship.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever way this turns out, either Webb is going to stand on the top of Rome and be a Roman god in Supercross. But no matter what happens, Jet is going to have learned so much from this.
Yes.
Dude, he is literally battling the gnarliest guy with the gnarliest mental game rider in history.
And the games haven't even started, I feel.
No, they haven't. They just started this weekend.
Yes.
Where Cooper fully chopped him in the heat and then goes out and whole shots and wins.
In the freaking practice, bro, with Cooper Webb getting the fastest qualifier.
I know, but dude, I really think he put the heat on when he chopped him. And then he almost let him win the fucking heat race. And then Cooper Webb's fucking with him because Jet on the freaking podium of the heat said, yeah, well, it doesn't really matter because Cooper knows and Cooper this and Cooper could just come back and win and Cooper's snaky and Cooper could do it. And
Cooper's really good at rough tracks.
I wonder what Jet's thinking about when he lines up to the gate. I don't know.
Bro.
Maybe Cooper Webb.
Yeah.
Moving.
I guarantee
wow,
if you
this
ask,
season's going to be sick.
I feel like it's just getting started.
Woo! All right, dude, Ty. My God, round of applause for Uncle Ty on this next segment.
Hey,
let's go.
You know why I'm holding up 3 fingers? Because I got 3rd overall out of everyone in Pulp MX.
I mean, we're talking
guys.
thousands and thousands of people.
Better than Steve Mathis, better than Jason Thomas, better than Paul Pirabinos. Calling all of those motherfuckers out.
What? You ain't shit. What?
Hey, listen to the podcast. We know what we're
listen
talking about.
Listen to the podcast, bro. You want
podium here, dude. If you want to be on the podium, you better listen to this.
Hey, bro. They're trying to do like a a pulp fantasy podcast. Like, you know what they're talking about.
Hey, you can pay $5 a month for my fantasy picks, dog.
Yeah, straight up, bro.
Hey, you can Venmo me.
Hey, we'll give you an extra. They got experts. Well, we got experts over here, dog.
Hey,
like
we're just gonna be called podium picks, dude.
We'll have a whole extra segment, $20 a month. You can have the podium picks with me and Ty. What's up, baby?
Hey,
Sucker bird.
723% guaranteed.
Yeah, biatch. What's up, ho? Okay.
Oh shit.
Pulp and Max Fantasy. I ended up with a 214. Ty ended up with a what?
278.
Third place overall podium on the podium. Who would you like to thank, bro?
Oh.
Any people you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Fly. I'd like to thank Scott.
Shit, that's funny. Okay,
Oh, shit.
my picks. Hayden Deegan, 25. Chance Hymas, 11. Marshall Welton, 34. Gage Linville, baby, coming through with the 30. Chance Hymas, fuck. One spot, dude. I thought after that heat we were on. We were on.
I thought you were on too.
One spot he would have been in double points. And then I picked Vial for FFL, and Deegan had to beat him.
Yep.
I thought Vial had it. One spot. I missed both FFLs.
Damn. See, I lucked out. I didn't pick any FFLs, so I didn't get a points deduction. But my 250 SX team was Max Anstey as my all-star with 25 points.
Ooh.
Welton came in clutch with 34 points. And then I got Bose Flug with 40 points. He came through.
Preston's a G, bro.
128 on the Suzuki. Check him out. And then I went with
training
Cochran.
at Kevin Wyndham's place.
Damn.
How cool is that?
That is pretty tight.
Okay, keep going.
And then Cochran, I kind of risked it all for the
you
rookie.
did.
With 26 points, but I thought with the field that we had last night, and then him coming in as a
Solid.
rookie, I thought honestly round 1 would be better than round 2 because I didn't want to pick him at the East-West shootout. Like
Definitely
fuck no.
not.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, 450s. I picked Eli Tomac. He got me 20 points. Didn't quite max out on my all-star, but Colt Nichols, Benny Bloss, Team Beta.
Ooh.
What's up? 32 points apiece. And then
Solid.
Mitchell Harrison with a 44. I did good in the 450s for an overall of 214. I missed the FFL on both, so it actually minus 14 points for me.
Ooh, damn.
That sucks.
That does
So I
suck.
would have been, really like a 228 or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Bummer, but it is what it is.
Yep.
FFL comes up big. Sometimes it doesn't. I always play it. I try to play it. I get it more often than I don't.
Yeah.
At least I get one of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
More often than not. So I get at least one extra point.
Yeah, exactly. So, but my 450 SX team was Webb as my all-star, and then Justin Hill came up huge, 50 points.
I was going to pick Justin Hill, and I'd picked him the week prior, so I couldn't pick him.
Oh, fuck.
And I picked Webb the week prior.
And then I picked the homeboy, Cade Clayson.
Let's go.
Claussant for 34 points. And then you know what's funny? So did you see that picture of Mitchell Harrison taking out Justin Barsha?
No.
So there is a picture of Mitchell Harrison and Justin Barsha with two lines colliding, and Mitchell Harrison took out Justin Barsha and like just totally swooped on. There was like a photo sequence of it. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude. Harrison must be feeling good if he's taking out Barsha. So then I put him on my team. He came up with 44 points.
Let's go! That was sick.
Yeah. It was like, I was laughing when
Dude, Mitchell's been riding good.
Dude, he's been riding really good.
Oh, dude, not looking forward to fantasy this weekend.
It's going to be tough with the East-West shootout.
Oof. Solid. Let's put it this way. Your boy Deuce is picking solid people.
Solid people. Because you know what's so gnarly about it is like East is going to be Heat 1 or Heat 2.
Yep.
And then West is going to be Heat 1, Heat 2. They're not going to be mixed.
Yeah.
So, it's the 9 out of the West and then 9 out of the East. And then that goes to your main event. And then combined LCQ top 4 go to the main event.
Wild. All right. Well, that's episode 4 of Track Talkers. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all the good comments. Keep sharing it with all your people, all your friends. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Make sure you guys check those out. Share it with your friends. Peace out. Track Talkers, episode 4.
See you guys next week.
Peace.